It's the cover. Jayson Tatum was snubbed by the All NBA team.
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
No, feel the hate. Feel the hate. Bring
Rudy Gobert got there. Come on. Rudy Gobert.
Jimmy Butler got there, didn't play a whole season. LeBron James got there, didn't play a whole season.
Who was the guy from the Knicks?
Randall. Julius Randall got there.
Julius Randall got there. Come on. Jayson Tatum's better. Should have been there.
He should have been there.
It cost him $32 million for getting snubbed. He should have been on. He should have been on at least the second or third team.
No, agreed. Totally agree.
Ray, I
can
can hear
first team All NBA, but second or third, he should have been on there.
Ray, I can hear it in your voice, and just to give you a little bit of specifics, this award is given to NBA players by media members by votes, which is fucking stupid to begin with. It's fucking stupid that $32 million relies on media members, and LeBron James gets that award because
you hear his baby back dick bitch comments this week.
I did. We'll get to it. You have to be fucking kidding me that's how this that kind of money is relying on media members. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I say that because Jayson Tatum got screwed. Basically, I come from two perspectives. Bill, you're right. He got screwed. Look, he got screwed technically because of whatever technicality. He was a forward or a guard. He got more votes than Kyrie Irving. But because he was a forward, then Kyrie Irving got in, blah, 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 blah. Yet again, Kyrie Irving fucks over the Celtics. But also, he had better numbers than Paul George in every statistical category that you can think of. He was better than Jimmy Butler, who barely played in the first part of the season. He was better. Julius Randle balled out. He's a good guy.
He's better than Randle.
He probably is better than Randle. I don't know if he was this year. Julius Randle's a good guy to Yeah, but LeBron
good story because it's New York.
You probably have a better chance against LeBron James and Tatum than Julius Randle because LeBron James played half the fucking season. I mean, for that much money to rely on media members just handing it over to LeBron, it's bullshit. So yes, Jayson Tatum got fucked. However, Ray, I can hear it in your voice. Are you okay with this as a Celtics fan? Do you think it motivates him as he goes on and confirms he's playing for Team USA with Dame Lillard? Is this a good thing for Tatum? To be like, fuck this, I got to come back and be the man. Let me get Dame Lillard on my team and let's go win a championship. Or is he still a dookie? Your thoughts?
So for the three of us, if this was one of us that got outvoted and, we had better numbers and the media put a guy like fucking Joe Schmo in there instead of us, that would motivate us.
True.
But for this generation, for Jayson Tatum, he is going to be a little baby back bitch. He's going to cry. He's not going to be motivated by this. This isn't going to do anything for him. His play will not speak for it. He is going to be like his little dookie bitch ass self, and he's just going to whine. He's going to have his first 50-point game and be like, yep, see, this is why you should have voted me in for the all team. You should have gave me my money. This is what this generation is. He's just a baby back bitch.
I don't think
you
so.
Shaking your head.
I don't think so. I think it's going to motivate him. It just, where are you going to hit these young guys? You think about a lot of young guys don't give a shit about championships. They want the accolades of all NBA, all-star appearances, all that shit. I mean, this should motivate him. This should make it should make him a better player, and I expect it to. I mean, you just cost yourself $32 million. You want to win. You think about the superstars now, maximize every fucking dollar in the NBA, and you just had media members screw you out of $32 million. If this can't motivate you, then you're a baby back bitch. But I expect him to come back as a 24-year-old borderline superstar. I think he's borderline all-star. Because I've been down on Tatum this year, but and truthfully, hate aside, he's an all-star caliber player and he's a borderline superstar. And I think this is going to motivate him. I mean, how do you motivate a player? You hit him in the fucking pocketbook.
Yeah, let me ride the fence for you. Bill's right because this is an individual stat. So it's going to motivate him to become an all-NBA player.
I hate hearing that.
Think about the run that they had two times specifically in the middle of the season against Dallas and against Atlanta when Atlanta was terrible and the Celtics got blown out by Atlanta when they had statistically I think the worst record in the league or the second worst record in the league. The Celtics did not show up. That's on Tatum. The next game they blew an 18-point lead to Luka Doncic and showed no heart. That's on Tatum. And then they played well. And then 2 weeks later, they went on a stretch in 4 games straight where Tatum did not show up. that's on Jayson Tatum. This type of snub, I think, pretty much eliminates those type of runs. And you can blame that on COVID too. And I do give him a little bit of a leeway there.
He's got an inhaler.
So I do give him a little bit of leeway. And I do that too because the way that he performed against the Nets in this playoff series, Ray, and the 50 points he dropped on the Wizards to get into the playoffs when we said you should just fucking quit and lose these 2 games, he didn't. He dropped 50, and he dropped 50 again on the best player in the league in Kevin Durant. So yeah, I'm higher on Jayson Tatum than I was in the middle of this, in the end of this season.
Are you all right?
I do think this motivates him. I'm a Celtics fucking bobo. You can get me high on this team very easily. But I do think it motivates him because it's an individual award. Does that resonate with the team? I don't know. Does it make the team better? I don't know. Does he all of a sudden become this guy that wants to win championships and makes everybody around him better? I don't know. Does Team USA do that? Maybe. I don't know. Is he a guy that can recruit Dame Lillard to Boston, or is it the opposite way? I don't know. I'm not sure. Tatum he's a guy that doesn't speak a whole lot, but this point's been made on sports radio. Luka Doncic has come out and said, "I'm not happy with the Mavs." Zion Williamson has said, "I'm not happy with the Pelicans."
But he also is going to sign his Supermax.
Of course he is, but then you can force your way out, just like AD. You have all these young stars coming out and saying, "I don't like where I'm at. I want to go somewhere else." Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum have not said any of that. They haven't even come close to saying that.
Rick Carlisle
ever
just
once
fucking stepped down because Luka was not happy.
Beautiful segue, Bill.
Nice job, Bill.
We have to get to the next coach of the Celtics. We're so late. I'm sorry. This is going to be a long show. Rick Carlisle would be so fucking good for the Celtics, but he's white.
Former player.
Can't do it.
Championships.
Can't do it. Let me give you Jaylen Brown's tweet here, because you can't. I love Rick Carlisle, and this is honestly not a race thing. I honestly think that the Celtics do need to bring an African American into this organization, and so does Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's tweet: 7 coaches left in the playoffs, 4 are African American. That's all he said, but he basically said, "Give me an African American coach." Terry Rozier followed up with, "Analyze that," which I love the response from fucking Terry Rozier. Analyze that.
For what I've been reading, Billups is the guy. He's the
front
runner.
I heard Sam Cassell.
I heard Sam Cassell because
happy with that
Mike Felger's wife, Sarah Underwood, was at Dick's Sporting Goods, and she bought a pair of spandex, and the guy is as a friend in the front office or something of the Celtics saying Sam Cassell has already been hired.
I'm fine with that too. I mean, one of those 2 guys I think should be the top target. You heard, I think the rumor came out yesterday that the Celtics are putting an emphasis on African American coaches.
Well, you have to.
And I am all for Sam Cassell, Chauncey Billups, but race aside, Rick Carlisle should be the #1 contender for the Celtics.
He's a fantastic coach
right now. I mean,
he's gonna get the Blazers job, and Dame Lillard's not gonna leave. So that's.
I mean, you think about him. What, Indiana? I think he was in Indiana before. He brought them, pretty far in the playoffs, and then he went to Dallas. I mean, you look at Ray, you're wearing his stupid fucking jersey, but that first title at, their first Miami run, what happened? Year 1, Dallas with 1 superstar.
Yeah.
And that's on coaching. That's not on fucking Dirk being Dirk. That's on coaching.
Yeah.
You brought a bunch of guys together that legitimately didn't have a chance, shouldn't have had a shot at winning the title. And if I'm not mistaken, you won in 5 games. 5 games with 3 Hall of Famers.
Was it
5, 6 games doesn't matter.
Way. Yeah,
5, 6 games doesn't matter. You won with 3 Hall of Famers with with Wade, Bosch, and LeBron. That's on coaching. That is on coaching. You brought a talent together, but that's on coaching. And for a guy, you saw what he's done to Luka. You've seen it. He should be one of the top targets for the Celtics. And I know they're making the emphasis on the African American coaches, but I mean, he checks boxes. Former player, he's won NBA titles.
Here's all I'll say about that, Bill, is I think that's right, and I think that Carlisle is a great coach, and it's like interesting and almost not like controversial to say that Rick Carlisle will not be considered for the Celtics job because he's white, right? Like that's probably the truth, and we're kind of okay with it because of the situation that we're in and the situation the Celtics are in, because I think the fact is it all revolves around Jayson Tatum, It all revolves around which guy is going to get the best out of Jayson Tatum and keep him in a Celtics uniform. And I don't know if Jayson Tatum really cares if it's a black guy or a white guy or a woman, if it's Becky Hammon. I don't know.
Jaylen Brown does.
Jaylen Brown has made
do
it very
Becky.
clear that he is in favor of an African-American head coach for the Celtics, and he's your second best player, and he's probably your most consistent player this entire season until he got hurt. So you have to consider that, and I think that they will. And I don't think that the difference between Rick Carlisle or Chauncey Billups really makes a difference in the NBA. No. I think the difference comes from Chauncey Billups or Sam Cassell getting the best out of Jayson Tatum because he listens to those guys and doesn't check out, which he might based on the fact that Rick Carlisle is white and old.
Which closer in age with the two other ones.
Doesn't make it right or not. It's just, hey, Brad Stevens, it doesn't matter if these guys are the best coaches in the fucking world. All that matters is that they can relate to the guys who are the best in their team. Steve Nash has no coaching credentials at all, and he's not black. I get that. But Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant wanted him. He's Canadian, which is pretty close, I think, and when it comes down to it. Taxes. Dark side of the fupa. Can I ask you a question?
Flobo liked that when you brought that up.
He did.
He did.
Can I ask you a question, Ray?
Yes.
Did that game against the Nets and the Bucks, Kevin Durant went for 49, 17, and 11. 10, 11. Completely took over the game. Mm-hmm. Did that change your opinion on Kevin Durant as a player in the NBA?
Yeah, because he finally did what he should have done. You're a superstar. You carry this team on your own, and you beat the Bucks team by yourself. That's what he needed to do. Because James Harden didn't do anything. I think he was like, what, 0 for...
He was a shell of himself.
Yeah, it was the Kevin Durant show, and he did exactly what he needed to do. Go out there and be the superstar that you are and carry that team on your back. And he did it. So, yeah, definitely changed my mind. Is he still a baby back bitch? Of course. But he is probably one of the best players in the NBA.
Skill-wise, is the best play. Like, for me, it was an all-time performance.
Yeah.
Maz said it on Felger Maz. It was Game 6, LeBron versus Celtics.
Yeah.
Here's the difference. Game 7, the Heat went and won. The Nets have to go win. The Nets have to go win a championship.
Give me the Nets.
If Kevin Durant doesn't go win a championship, because Kyrie probably is out for the significant future, James Harden's going to be hobbled with a hamstring. For all intents and purposes, unless these guys miraculously get better, this is the Kevin Durant show. If he can't do this for the rest of the playoffs, then kind of goes away for me.
I think he can. Kawhi Leonard's probably out for the year. You know, I mean, the Suns. You look at Chris Paul; he's out with COVID. You know, you look at Atlanta.
You'll see Chris Paul if they get to the finals. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
You look at Atlanta, Trae Young. You know, they're beating a probably overrated Philly team. I mean, the best player in the world right now is on that Nets team, and this is the biggest thing we've all feared.
But I'll just say this, Bill, not to interrupt you. But not the biggest thing that we've all feared, but the biggest thing we've all asked about Kevin Durant, who probably owns the worst ring chasing decision in professional sports history.
Two-time MVP though,
which makes it worse. In my opinion. And then he followed it up with chasing his buddy to another team and then recruiting the league.
How is it? Can I ask you a question real quick? How is it ring chasing when the Golden State Warriors were nothing until Kevin Durant got there?
Yeah, if you ask him, they were nothing. They were an underachieving franchise with a championship and the most wins in NBA history.
Yep.
So Kevin Durant, you have to go win a championship by yourself. If he does it this year without these guys, then yeah, I'll give you the nod. I'll give you the credit. Skill wise, Bill, yeah, he's the best player in the world. He's the best player in the world. Unstoppable on the offensive line. However, from a Bucks perspective, Giannis Antetokounmpo, how do you not check that dude? Giannis Antetokounmpo, how do you not just fucking lock that dude up or attempt to at least? How do you not take him one-on-one? How do
His
you
baby
not
shit
fucking
soft.
lock him up?
His baby shit soft. That's why.
Jesus, is that guy the biggest number 2 MVP in the league that you've ever seen in your life or not?
No, that's the truest statement I've ever
MVP
heard.
of the league can't get you a bucket at the end of the game ever.
The worst free throw percentage shooter too, I believe.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. And before last season, there was some serious talk before he signed that max deal with Milwaukee that he had interest in Boston because of the Greek population. If you put Tatum and Antetokounmpo together, good night, NBA.
I love the Greeks. They make that hot roast beef sandwich up here on the north end, and it's fucking to die for.
Yeah, we call it the Donna. We call it the Donna Kelly.
NBA talk. Bill, the floor is yours before we end. This is a little bit of the after show. Can I just have we talked about the Bruins fallout with Cassidy and Neely's comments at the end of the season here, basically revolving around Rask is a good cheap money buy to bring back in January, February. Krejci wants to come back. He's weighing his options, but he'll come back for cheap. Here's the bottom line. They're going to bring everyone back that we said that we didn't want them back. However, I think it was Sweeney today or yesterday said, we need a left shot defenseman. We need a shutdown left shot defenseman. We also need a puck moving left shot defenseman. We also need a left shot defenseman that can score. So basically what he's asking for is the best left shot defenseman in the league to pair with Charlie McAvoy. Are these guys lost? Are these guys fucking out of it? Give me, as I go pee, the floor is yours. Give me your quick rundown on the fallout of the Bruins season here.
I hate it. You just saw what happened. You lost to the Islanders in 6 games. You got your ass kicked. You cannot run it back with this team. The only player on this team that's a restricted free agent or a unrestricted free agent that you should bring back is Taylor Hall. That's it. That is it. Tuukka Rask, he can't win a big game. David Krejci, you got to get younger at center. You can't bring back another 35, 36-year-old center. Let these guys walk. Let them walk and completely start rebuilding. This is the time to do it. You cannot run this shit back. You cannot. You had nothing. You could not beat the Islanders this year. You could not in 6 games. You have all the talent in the world, but again, it's not enough. It is not enough. It is time to get younger. You have a younger goaltender in Jeremy Swayman. You use your trade market, use your trade anything. Landon Scott out there in Colorado is a free agent. You can go out and start spending money on him. I would love a guy like him. He can play left wing. He can play center. You can kind of move him to center and in that position. I mean, he's going to be one of the top forwards available. The left shot defenseman, it's a weak class for left shot defenseman. You can't run this shit back. You just can't do it. Please do not fucking do it especially with Tuukka Rask. You have the guy in waiting in Jeremy Swayman. You ran up, you accelerated the timetable with his 10 games at the end of the year. Sweeney even admitted to it, especially Cam Newton. I believe the same thing, but you can't run this team back. If you want to bring, I'm okay with bringing Krejci back if you want to on a cheap deal, but you cannot expect him to be your number 2 center next year at 36 years old. Can't do it. Got to get younger.
Last question. Fluto Shizawa of The Athletic said the number 1 question for the Bruins in the offseason was, are you in on Eichel or are you out on Eichel? Hockey guy Ray, let me go to you first. Jack Eichel, the estimated ask for him is, now, this is, I forget, hockey in Canada maybe?
Pierre LeBrun.
Yeah, I forget where he come from, but the ask is a NHL player, a good NHL player, a top prospect, and a first round draft pick.
Jake DeBrusk, a first round draft pick, and a prospect. Done.
Okay. Hold on, Bill. Before we get to the Bruins, get it. Let me ask you the question, Ray. Are you in or out on Jack Eichel?
What am I? A star fucker. Bring him. Take him.
Bill,
whatever you got to do.
Are you in? Forget the compensation. I just want to know right now, real quick, based on what Jack Eichel is, are you in or out on Jack Eichel?
In, because I know what kind of player he is. Out on the asking price.
Okay, so here's what I think the asking price is if you're the Bruins, and I don't think you budge. John Beecher, your first round pick, the best first round pick that you can offer them, and take your pick on the roster outside of top line and McAvoy. Take your pick. Carlo,
if that
Grzelcyk.
gets it done, if that gets it done, yes, I'm all for it. Again,
What about if Carlo or Grzelcyk doesn't get it done for you? I'll give you another first round pick.
Yeah, but I don't know As
Give
a
you 2
Bruins,
first rounds.
as a Bruins fan, yeah, you'd love to make a move like that. His injury this year with the surgery coming out scares me. You know, and if you look at the teams that have been linked to him, I believe there's 7 of them, and that all 6 teams besides the Bruins have higher draft picks, which, you know, I think Minnesota is linked to them, and there's another couple teams that have a top 10 draft pick this year. So I mean, it's you know, you're looking at the Bruins, you're in the mid 20s for first round draft picks. So I mean, you got to throw in that second round draft pick to you know, the second first round pick to maybe have a shot. But if they're looking to maximize his value, I mean, there's teams that are picking in the top 10 that might have better.
Yeah, the other side of that contract issue is some teams might want, it's $10 million a year, so some teams might want the Buffalo Sabres to take on a couple million of
And
that.
if I'm Buffalo, I tell them to go fuck themselves.
Well, that's the deal. If the Bruins can take on all of it based on someone else in Minnesota or somebody else that can't take on all of it or doesn't want to, because if it look again, we've talked about this. You're looking at you're gonna drop Bergeron's salary in 2 years, so that's $6.5 million right there. In a couple years, and you have no fucking centerman. This guy's 25. This guy's 25, and he signed for 2 more years. No, 8 more years. What he signed through 2025, 2026. So 5 more seasons after this. He wants to have surgery. Buffalo doesn't want him to. There's a debate there. He should be traded at a lower value than probably what he's worth because of the injury and everything else. If you're the Bruins and you can get him for a first round pick, a John Beecher, and a name it Grizzly Coyle Carlo, I think you have to take the fucking risk. I think you have to take the risk and do it.
Yeah, if the price is that right, if it's right for that, I don't think it will be right. But if that's the price, then absolutely,
that's the reported price, though, Bill. That's the reported price right now.
And if that's the price, I'm jumping all over it. But if it, you know, if they reach back and say I want to get a McAvoy or Pasta, I tell them to go fuck themselves and then let him fucking wallow in any shit team that he goes to.
There you go. Hockey guy Ray, any final thoughts on that?
Go Bees.
Go Bees.
Go Bees.